This is Jem McKittrick. She is a physical education health teacher at Walled Lake Central in Walled Lake, Michigan. She's also a basketball coach and a softball coach here. Thanks, Miss McKittrick, for doing this interview.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, where did you grow up?
I grew up east of Flint, Michigan, which is Davison, a small town, city of the flags. It was a Class A school, but it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, and as a child, were you very active?
I was very active in sports. I was always interested in athletics when I was in high school. I was involved in 3 different sports. I played varsity basketball, softball, and volleyball, and always participated in extracurriculars.
Okay, and what made you want to become a physical educator?
I actually started off in college, wanted to be going to movement science. I wanted to be a physical therapist, and then I started taking some elective classes that dealt with team sports classes. Befriended a mentor that was actually a PE teacher before and was PE instructor at the university, and switched my major because she showed me some interest in it.
Okay, and where did you go to college?
U of M, go blue.
Okay, is there anyone who inspired you to become a physical education teacher?
Yeah, in fact, that was my mentor that I had, Pat Van Volkenberg, is actually a big advocate in the PE department at U of M. Was somebody that I looked up to, enjoyed having in class, and I thought it was a great role model for me, so it changed my mind into, or interested me in teaching and being a role model to other students.
Okay. And what is the most difficult part of being a physical education teacher?
I would definitely say the overload of classes. We are not restricted like the classroom is to have the 36 students. We'll have up to 50 students in a class.
Tracy Borders, please call 64717. Tracy Borders, please call 64717.
Interruptions would be another thing. Interruptions happen all the time. You lose your gym space to assemblies. And on top of it, it's the profession itself you always need to fight for. A lot of teachers feel as if it's just a dumping ground for kids, when we feel it's a class where you can have lifelong fitness. It's important for students to get that through the day.
Yeah. And what is the most rewarding part of being a physical education teacher?
I think to see the overall fitness change of a student, for somebody to actually appreciate fitness. I think a lot of students will come into class and not realize that they have the ability to actually exercise or enjoy exercise. We try to make it fun, but also the rules and strategies of games, because I know that they'll maybe join a league when they're in college, or when they're 40 years old, join a slow pitch team to be able to play, and maybe they learn those rules from us. So lifelong fitness is something that I would like them to improve on, or at least know when they walk out of my class.
Okay. And what was the hardest part of becoming a physical education teacher?
You know what, believe it or not, the classes that I had in college were quite difficult. Not the team sport classes. I was already pretty briefed in athletics, but the chemistry and the physics class that I had to take, anatomy classes, the physiology classes, I think that people don't realize the extent of the education that you have, or you need in order to graduate to be a PE teacher. It's not just learn how to throw a football. You actually have some biomechanics and different classes of those nature that were difficult.
Okay. And what advice would you give a college student interested in becoming a physical education teacher?
One, have some patience, because you need to understand that the job world right now is very difficult to get into the teaching world. Probably you're going to have to go either be willing to move out of state or have the ability to know somebody in a district and start as a permanent sub. Also certifications. Be briefed in aerobics and lifeguarding. Get those types of certifications, because the more certifications you have, the more chances you're going to get a job. I walked in school not really having a lot of certifications, so I started at the elementary and then I had to work my way to the high school. But that was probably the most thing. And when you get into the job, get to know the custodians, get to know the social workers, the people that are up in the front office, because those are the people that really run the school. They're the backbone of the school, and they can help you out the most.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.